What is up, everybody, and welcome to FLW Videos. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about the Salamence Community Day Guide. As time goes on and we get new features added into the game, I will be updating these guides. So something to focus on is the new Lucky Friends feature, which we will be talking about a strategy associated to that, as well as just covering all of the perks associated to this event, and then finally giving you a story about how I messed up on the last Community Day, and I want to share it with you so that I can help you make sure that you don't make the same mistake that I did. But anyways, I hope you do enjoy this type of content. If you do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. This graphic created by LeakDuck is a very good starting point. As you will see for the bonuses, we will of course see an increased spawn rate for Bagon, as well as a 3x catch XP, and then a 3-hour lure. Now for me personally, I'm not as much of an XP person, but I would say if you are on a lower level, I would absolutely use this event to your advantage to try to gain as much experience as possible, so make sure you are throwing on the lucky egg. But let's go ahead and explore a little bit more into the graphic. For the shiny preview, I am loving this family line as far as shinies are concerned. I'm a huge fan of green, but I definitely want to know what you think about this family in the comment section. Let me know if you enjoy this shiny. And then up next, we of course have the exclusive move. It was recently announced to be Outrage, and I have to say, this is a very good thing for Salamence as a dragon type attacker. Now I know a lot of people wanted to see something different, maybe like the move Fly, but at least a consolation prize is that it did get a better moveset, which is definitely going to make it interesting from the dragon type perspective. Will it become number one? Well, I'm not quite sure if it has what it takes to surpass Rayquaza, but I will be doing a deep dive on that tomorrow, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you are ready for that. Other than that, the last thing that we have to talk about, of course, is the actual event time. As you will see, it will be on Saturday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on April 13th. Yes, this is the new time zone in your local time zone. This will now be the second community day that we have done that, and this will be the one moving forward, or at least until further notice. So one feature that I see a lot of people miss out on when creating graphics is taking a look at the Community Day Pokemon's actual CPs. If you take a look at this, just checking out some common levels, of course you want to focus on level 30 if you are in a non-weather boosted, the highest CP being a 991, so if you see something above a 900, it's definitely worth holding on to. And then of course if you do get the weather boosted in windy weather, 1073 would be the max for a level 35 in the wild. Now this is very important because we have the new feature of Lucky Friends being introduced into Pokemon Go. So you might be running across the question in your mind saying, should I dedicate one of my lucky trades to Bagon? Well, I would say yes. I think that is a good idea, especially if you don't have a dragon team ready to go. Like if you don't have a team full of Rayquazas, this is a great consolation prize. But the Pokemon that I would say you specifically need to focus on is actually associated to the level. If you can get the highest level possible, that's the one you want to guarantee a lucky trade. Who cares if you get a level 20 that's a 96 IV and you get it lucky, right? You're gonna have to keep powering it up. I personally think that getting like a 93% or something like that at a level 30 is way better for you in the long term because you're going to use so much less Stardust. So yeah, if you do decide to kind of take one of these out to the side and use your lucky trade on Bagon, make sure you are doing it at a level 30 at the minimum. So I wanted to go ahead and end this video with a story of a mistake that I made on the last community day so that you do not make it moving forward. I've done really good in the past about saving up all of my Pokemon that I think will become a community day, and obviously with the starters that's very easy to do. So over time on the previous month, I saved up a ton of Tricos and then waited for community day and then of course evolved them. But I didn't realize that I did this, but I evolved a couple of them up to Grovyle. So when I was actually searching for the Community Day Pokemon Trico, the Grovyles were not actually showing up. So here I am sitting with some 96 IVs, probably coming from eggs, and I didn't evolve them during Community Day. It completely just slipped my mind. So something that I would recommend you to do, if you are doing this, you may want to either adjust your search to do a plus Trico, or in this case, a plus Bagon, so it pulls all of the evolutions of it, or just remember this and try not to evolve it so it's at least in your main stack. I personally put something like C-Date on there so that I could remember it, but even in this case a couple of months ago, I went ahead and evolved to a Shelgon, so I'm going to 100% make sure that I do not leave this one. That would just be a crying shame if I don't evolve it up, because Outrage is fantastic. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. We're going to go ahead and end on a question of the day. What do you think about Salamence? Do you like that it got outraged? Do you want to see something else with it? Definitely let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you next time. I wanted to extend a huge thank you to the supporters over at Patreon. You definitely make this possible, and I 100% appreciate this support. If you are interested in supporting my channel on Patreon, definitely feel free to check out the link in the description.